So this is one of my set of sable brushes, real sable, that I won. I was just thrilled because, you know, the set is like 278 bucks. And I don't need that to do watercolor, for crying out loud. But it's real nice to have a sable brush. Okay, now, everybody can do that, right? Now, you don't want it dripping wet, because if you drip it wet, it really flows everywhere and doesn't do you much good. But you want it leathery wet. You want it wet enough so the magic can happen. You don't need much ink, just a little dab. And now you have to think about, where's the horizon going to be? Because I need something upper left on the horizon to make it good. Well, I think I'll start right there. See the magic now? And then let's do kind of an off center, and that's a great start. This is the Zen part. So you can do a little of that, you can do a little of that. But now, if you take just a little bit of water and go up in here, now you've got some agitated sky working for you. And this is where the painting tissue comes in. I like to make skies that have white in them showing through. So,
Randy, do you want to tell them about the white and how it takes 24 hours?
yeah, that little painting that I just showed you that I did on that little white in the center, I didn't know whether that was working or not until I took it home, and I was going to redo it, and then I liked the way it came out. Okay, so now, one thing you gotta watch is every place that is wet, you can lift. And lifting is pretty easy. Look, you want something lighter, bring it up. You want something darker, hit it. It's very quick working stuff. And if you want to reinforce that, go across there. Now, something I like to do a lot of times, especially when I'm on board and people don't have anything idea what they're doing, I take out my credit card and I say, now we're going to improve this a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right across here, and we're going to give it some value across there. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't want that to come down here and become other things. That just means we've got a line there that we're going to pay attention to. And whether that line is rough or whether that line is sharp. Any sharp contrast next to that white is going to have light coming down, and you better tell me, where do you want that light? Do you want it right dead center, or you want it coming off to the side? And what the hell is going to go on over here? Well, that's where this little baby comes in. This little baby, you can invent almost anything with one of these. Let's say, well, right now it's a little too early. We're right now going to make just some tree shapes up into there. And we're not going to do the same thing on both sides, but we're going to let this mellow out. You see what's happening as that mellows is it's going to make that white more important. I use a lot of tissue, as you can see. And I don't mind if the tissue stacks up, because later you can just blow it off. But look what I did there. I just made a little more light up in there, and I need this part to be darker so that the center part is what I want coming down in there. Now, it'd be nice if I could get some of those edges to do other things. That's what I like. All those edges that you see now that are stacking up, as the water dries, see that little edge right there? I couldn't paint that edge. That edge has to be where the meniscus, the water is not drying into the paper. So the ink is migrating to the edge of the wet, and that's where it's going to stack up. All right, so I'm going to continue to play with this just a little bit. I want you all to go back and start to make a mess. And then just go right back in with your little white tissue and clean it up. And if you don't like what you got, clean it up. And if you like what you got, then you can put it back down. And there are some trick brushes you can use. Every once in a while I resort to a dagger tooth. Do you know what that is? That's a flat that has some edges cut off. And you should wait actually till the paper is dry, and then you can go across with that, and you can do a much better looking water. But look how that sky is developing. Yeah. I haven't touched it. I just let the water, see all those edges? This is going to be something I can put some birds in, or a boat in, or always take this and go make grasses. Although I hate pictures with grasses in the front, because I know what happens. Everybody goes, I didn't know what to put in front, so I put some grasses in there, or a couple little flowers. I knew this group would be a good group, and I intend to have you go home with something you can keep. Now, some of you are going to keep one of these. You can get your choice of this one or 3 there. Don's going to give you a ticket. Go back and I'll